I think Odette will win, but it does partially depend on her strategy. I mean, the fact she goes scouts instead of skirms, she often opens with scouts, might help. Although I don't know whether she does or not without Saracens, it might depend. Because of course, up against Malian men-at-arms, like skirms are like the worst people to make, right? Well, archers would be the right choice. Sure, they're not as effective against Malian men-at-arms than generic men-at-arms, but they're still more effective than skirms or scouts, I think. Maybe not scouts, but the right thing to do really would be to go men-at-arms with yourself, defensive, I think, because, you know, Malian men-at-arms, pierce arms useless against other men-at-arms, right? I think that would be the best approach. Either, or if you're Ethiopians, you can kind of make up for the pierce arm by having a faster attack rate. But they're not, they're Saracens. I like the way the brackets are organised here. Even I can understand this now. It's all going to be about how aggressive Odette's going to be and whether they go scouts or archers or skirms. Because we know what's coming, especially if you've seen, if you've seen any games from Panda Tuto and so on, you'll know what's coming. They only do one thing. But I'm not going to spoil it although I might have slightly given it away for those who don't know. I've noticed that turning the scroll speed down for castings help with the blur issue when it scrolls slow, it doesn't blur as much. So that's definitely helped. I'm clicking but not click dragging. Go for the Barbie strat mixed with arch and skirms. Yeah, for sure. 2 tiles away. Not the best. I think that's why Esty. It was because I think isn't that one time? It's like it placed it for the stone, but then 9 gold. So that was placed for the stone. I think that's it's 1 tile for the stone. I think that tile there. Hard to tell without grid mod. For a sec. Yeah, it's just 1 tile from the... So Odette's placed it for the stone mining camp, but then mine the gold. That's what's happened there. Would still be better. Even for the stone, obviously, would still be better if it was up more this way. Or even better, like here, but trying to place them both, maybe, I don't know. But let's take that off. It's very clear grid, but also very ugly. I've seen that when I've been scripting my first day. I had seen sometimes it would be even worse. Like by default settings, I've noticed that you can it will place like a mining camp without correcting. The AI by default will do something like place a mining camp here on the stone and then long distance mine the gold. Like it thinks it's there. Weird. Without any, with the default strategic numbers and things, it's that bad. Sometimes. But it could be worse. Well, he's got a few archers. So 4 + 1, that's 5 damage, 3 pierce armor, so 2 damage from the archers and 1 from the skirms. Without fletching, the archers would be doing the same damages as the skirms, of course, so it's a good job they've got fletching. But this is because the monument arms has got the bonus plus the armor as well. I've noticed the power spike for longswordsmen is even larger because they get another +1 and they get the longswordsman bonus and then they get the second armor upgrade. I've noticed the longswords are even better in castle than the men-at-arms are in field. And obviously the downside is having to deal with things like knights that aren't affected by this army. Still, nice hit and run from... It's a good job. I bet... Esty, I bet you're glad you implemented the hit and run, eh? Otherwise, I don't think that Odette would have had much of a chance if they didn't run. Because those guns would just die if they didn't run, for example. Let's see Shadow use it against. I think because we have seen Shadow hit and run at DE, but they did it against melee units, right? Not against other range units. Alright, some kills from the men at arms there. But I think that the range units were kind of just in the middle of nowhere there. A nice hit and run against the men at arms. Men at arms still getting a few hits off, but two were definitely going full archer at this point, but they seem to want to keep making skirms. It's interesting how they started with archers and switched into skirms, when it would have made more sense to start with skirms and switch to archers, right? But still. At least Malians don't mine gold faster anymore, but they don't get free gold mining anymore. But the gold just lasts for a long while. Don't know who's aware or not from the latest patch. They used to have free gold mining, but now instead they've got all mines last 30% longer, so that's even better than the long-lasting bonus that Mains used to have before it was nerfed. I mean, it's 15% now, it used to be 20%. That's 30%, but it is just for gold. Although that's probably the most important to have the long-lasting resources on. I think the reason why people don't know why they did. The reason why they did it is because they've given free mining camp upgrades to Bohemians, and if they gave it both to the Bohemians, and also gave gun mining to Malians, then it made Malians less unique, right? So that's why they think they'd change that. Anyway, just showing that because not everyone's familiar with the latest update D because it only came out last month, right? Well, this is a nice catch from men at arms. Though the hit and run is really paying off, especially considering these are skirms, right? I mean, it's free pierce armor and free damage. That'd be like, so they're doing 0 damage. No, it's always a minimum damage to once. They're only doing 1 damage. And there's 45 HP. They need to take 45 hits to die, but just goes to show how effective hit and run is. Oh, Odette's already in castle despite going so many skirms rather than full archers. So that's really impressive as far as I'm concerned. I say already it's 25 minutes, but it's still impressive for this skirms. Maybe they use the Saracen market abuse, maybe, I'm not sure. Suddenly they're doing more than 1 damage now. What with Elite Skirm? Hawking as well. They're suddenly doing 5 managed. They're suddenly doing 2 damage, yeah. The reason why men-at-arms are able to take this knight down is because the knight doesn't have any upgrades. Whereas the men-at-arms are fully upgraded at least. But at least Panda Tuto did make it to castle. But the score says it all 1,000 ahead. You know, really late into the game, 1,000. You know, if it's 10,000 against 9,000, that's quite a close game. But if it's 3,800 against 2,800, that's not a close game. But yeah, if yeah, it's already +1 armor, even that's going to help. But as soon as these knights have +2, then it's basically Panda's screwed. At least they've got longswords though. But still 1. Odette's got quantity and quality advantage. And eco-advantage. It's basically over. Yeah, Panda Tuto is so desperate. They're even asking for the help of a wolf. Oh, it's cool that they're different groups and micros separately, that's cool. Yeah, but I think this will be a 3-0 for Odette in last. I think Panda winning a game depends really on whether Odette does a bad strategy in any of these games or something. Or a bad strategy for the situation. If they keep playing like this, then I don't see Panda Tuto taking a single game because they always do the same thing. Well, it's a bit like with Eagle's Revenge or any of the AI that's rather one-dimensional. If they lose hard to any other AI, then really their only chance in coming back in the series is if their opponent throws or bugs out. Because they've only got the one finger trick up there. Only the one set of cards stuck the sleeve. Whatever. Well, Knight Men-at-Arms just isn't even fighting. Looked like it wanted to go for the skirms even though the knight was chasing it. Well, I think the monk was just for the relics, you know. But the monk would be a better unit against the knights than of course monks are terrible against skirms because not only are monks generally not that good against range units as it is, but if you do convert the enemy unit, you've only converted a trash unit, you know, so. Yeah, Panda's preparing to finish the game because usually at this point the only way they can win is if they're already ahead, so it kind of makes sense even though it doesn't, you know what I mean? Oh, massacre again. Let's call it and get on to the next one. I'm also trying to call things a bit quicker if it looks totally over, because the sets are longer, because it's a best of 5 instead of a best of 3. So as it's completely over, let's call it now. I think I've figured out how to make the right one resign with Black Death. Just makes all opponents resign. So when they both resign, it's when I'm in Gaia position for Natural Wonders, and I do Black Death, and everyone but Gaia dies. It doesn't work after the game's over, but you know what I mean. So that's handy. Right, yeah. Yeah, KD is still not as impressive as Rehoboam against Shadow, even though Shadow is a lot more powerful than Panda Tuto, I'd say, and did beat Panda Tuto before. It's just because Rehoboam's so scary at the moment. Right, let's also men at arms against skirms. You'd expect them to get some kills, right? GG indeed. Hunts. Good Civ for it. That means I'll probably go Scouts. Might not be as good as going Archers. But it depends whether Odette will go for the Bills or go against them. And still, Scouts don't do badly against men-at-arms, but they tend to, until they've got, you know, if they upgrade them, until they've got bloodlines in, then men-at-arms tend to win, especially if men-at-arms are doing upgrades. Anyway, but at least they've got, they can take better fights with the better speed, right? I'd still rather have the Scouts. The advantage of men-at-arms is they tend to hit early, obviously, because you could start producing them in Dark Age before you go up, but Panda tends to be up slower than Odette. Anyway. "5 hours, that's nothing, mate. I did 17 yesterday. I did almost 18 hours, actually. This 24-hour stream for me wouldn't be a challenge. That's okay, the Dark Age is always the best time to take a break. If you're going to take a break in the middle of the game. Sheep scouting for the win. AI sheep scouting. Oh, that's a safe lump count if I've ever seen one. All the way behind there. Although obviously less efficient than closer forest. But still, not the easiest one to attack. Just a pity that the AI doesn't have to wall off there and there, really. That is weird, look. If I'm in Gaia's point of view, and I do Alt G, it makes both players in red. Not the clearest. That's better. It's just hard seeing the orange on the minimap. I think blue and orange are clear to see together because they're kind of opposite colours, but on the minimap it's always... I always prefer orange on green maybe. Also do this though, but I think a lot of people don't like that. Definitely not the best on the camp placement, but it is an AI. I prefer that one even though it's all the way around there. It's cool how the AI uses control groups like the scout there. Or did I just do that? Won't affect anything. I've remembered each scout differently. That's so they can micro with them more better, I think. Oh, Odette looks like... Okay, so here's confirmation it wasn't the stone. Looks like Odette is having an issue where she's building mining camps too far away. Although I don't know if Esty's here right now to see that. That's definitely... It's confirmation that Odette's having mining camp placement issues. Well, Odette just threw her scouts into the men-at-arms, so Definitely better start this game for Panda Tuto than the last game. So Odette did throw scouts into Fast Castle. I still think she's going to win even if she did just suicidal scouts. Oh, you hear Esty. Look, Odette is having issues with the camp placement. To be fair, that long camp one, the first one was fine. I mean, well, it still shouldn't be out there, but it was nice in the forest. That one wasn't the best. Chops them away now, but there was like half a tile and 1 tile gap. But yeah, it's definitely having issues with mining camp placement. So Panda's Tuto's got a much scary amount of men-at-arms against no army this time. Oh, I like that. I like the way Odette relocates the villages before she gets attacked. I noticed that the EI does that as well. Oh. This isn't the best way to fight men-at-arms. Yeah, Fast Castle wasn't the best strat against Malian men-at-arms, but still. Not good eco. At least she's got knights out though. She needs to counter-attack and do economic damage for her own before all the longsword numbers get too scary. At least she's gonna boom something that Tuto won't do. Oh yeah. I mean, that's not even close to the... 3 from that one and 2. I think this is supposed to be for the stone, but it's still not good even for the stone. It's 2 from the and 3 from there. She's definitely having mining camp placement issues. Also, a second on the camp, like I said, wasn't as good as up first. That one's fine. Don't know why, but disaster indeed. No upgrades yet. I think Odette, Odette, Tribal and Baron all tend to prioritise knight numbers over upgrades. With that amount of men-at-arms, you can take on unupgraded knights, and also with the extra pierce armor, it would be effective to like attack the TC and idle. Panda's being too conservative here, I think, but unless though, maybe not actually, no, because she's code-placed the castle, it's actually good. Because fights have to get your upgrades in, right? I expected instant longsword, but prioritizing +2 armor. Okay, now it's longsword. Yeah. Longsword minute. Gonna be scary. Still no upgrades, not enough knights either. I'm afraid that she's happily booming away when that's not the right thing to do in this case. Oh dear, that's a lot of military. And well upgraded military as well. Only thing it's missing is this +2 attack, which is coming in now. And maybe stuff like squares, but I assume now if they're interested, they must have squares. Yeah, obviously. Oh, hang on. Looks like got. If I was correct, it looks like it's yeah, it's dark. Scott's. I didn't notice that. They've already got supplies, squares, arson, and +2 attack, and plus these +2. These are fully upgraded. Not to get these as well, really. This is scary. And still 0 upgrades to these knights. These can tank TC. That's dead, I think. I mean, these longswords might die, but but yeah, but the amount of damage would any matter. GG for sure. The only thing Odette's got going for is the fact that she's on 3 TCs, but by oh look, I can see Panda's trying to go for him next. He hasn't even got he's got no farm eco left. He hasn't even got res to produce villagers. And we asked him even before him, this TC's gonna go down probably. Right, that's over. 29 vills against 61. When the player, like I've said before, when the player with 1 TC has more villagers than the player with multiple TCs, then you know it's over. Well, 1-1. Our first 1-1 of the quarterfinals. Yeah, I think it was the wrong strategy choice for Odette this time. Getting fast castle wasn't a good idea, yeah. And the scouts, all the scouts was erased resources because she just threw them into the men-at-arms. Looks to me like Odette's scout micro is a lot better against ranged units than against other melee units. And again, right. I forgot to give the point. That's going to Odette. Let's do clear 2 score. Yep. 1-1, folks. Let's check the sit for Odette. Oh, it's Malian's mirror match. Nice. I like how, by the way, that we're able to sometimes have mirror sieves because that, you know, we randomize each sieve. We don't re-roll if there's a mirror. I like that. That's fun. We do sometimes. So actually, I generally prefer it when it's not a mirror match. But nowadays, I actually quite miss mirror matches because, like every tournament, it's always a draft and it's never mirror anymore, pretty much. So I kind of miss them sometimes. It's all about the macro and micro, the mechanics, isn't it? Whoops. With mirror matches. Because it's not like you can you've got the same strengths as your opponent, obviously. It's hard to have comebacks. Yeah, the tutorial AI is just like, well, I'll just do Loom right away, screw it. 3 houses instead of 2 as well, but it's like, so what, man? You can also kind of afford a third do it more easily because of being Malians. Still. I've been doing 1 house first instead of 2 lately, intentionally, because I think the main reason why it's standard to go 2 houses is actually to in order to find your sheep, because back in most of AOT's history, sheep weren't as close to the town centre as they are now, the starting sheep, so sometimes you didn't even find them until like a minute or even a minute and 45 or something ridiculous. So having the extra line of sight from 2 houses helps with that. Nowadays it starts so close to the TC that I think that it might even be better to start with 1 house, and then you've got 1 villager to like chop a straggly tree while you bring the sheep in. You know, a bit like like you do with Incas. Although they have the llama as well, so they do that. Moonwalk time. It's the one bug in this game that I hope doesn't get fixed. It's funny. Yeah. I definitely prefer Panda Tuto's map, but I think this is one of those games where the map matters less. It's all about what Odette does. I think regardless of map, if she chooses the right strategies, she'll win, and if she doesn't, she'll lose here. If she went man-at-arms herself, that might actually be the best response. But if she tries to do a greedy fast castle again, or throw scouts into the enemy men-at-arms, then that's not going to work. Also, obviously men-at-arms with lots of pierce armor and longswords are more for attacking TCs than anything, so it's less about the resource placement. Also, we don't have to bother with checking how the map is for walling with AIs, because they don't wall. I think that's another reason I quite enjoy watching AI games, they always play so open, right?
인지.
The map probably matters more for Panda Tuto than it does for Odette, because she wants to do the early aggression, but still, I think Odette's smart enough to go around anyway, so also the berries might be worse for Panda Tuto, very good in fact, because obviously men-at-arms cost more food than they do gold, and also Panda will be producing villagers as well. I mean, if you're only going to do one TC all game, you better keep it active, right? Let's see what we see. Odette has scouted the berries and the gold, but she's not scouted the wood. And the tutors just been too busy luring deer to really do any scouting. It doesn't really matter that much because he attacks late anyway. As long as he finds Odette eventually. Yeah, that would be just a shame, because it would be really a shame if Odette lost the series. Because she's really strong. Well, let's start with the scouts, for sure. Instead of running into the men-at-arms, she's fighting vills. Don't fight that. Just fight the vills. Man-at-arms getting 3 hits. Oh, disaster. Alright, but at least she got 1 vill this time. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think she did last time, but it's not going to really matter. I think by the time the 1 villager kill is going to make much of a difference. She might already be in trouble. What's Panda gonna do this game? Win, I think. Unfortunately for Odette, she chose a bad strategy again. And she hasn't got the resources to upgrade the knights because she's gone first castle. That's the issue, you see. And because she's taken idle damage. Yeah, so even feudal units can take on knights when knights have no upgrades and the feudal units are fully upgraded. They're itching to go, as I always say. Desperate to go to battle, but the commander's in the middle. Tell it, not yet, lads. Not yet. Soon. Well, Odette's getting a lot more knights this time, so she does have a chance. Don't attack. She should get her upgrades in and then attack. But yeah, this is still a nice amount of knights, but actually, if she does attack now, then kill some of the men-at-arms before they become longswords, or just damage the eco. Definitely better than last time. But let's see how quick longsword comes in. It's coming in now. Last time there was a bit of delay before longsword came in. Ooh. And the cheat then, quite a eco this time. So they both seem to have better ecos this game. But yeah, imagine if these had bloodlines of +2/+2, it would be totally different. quite sad, but also monks aren't that effective against these specific quantity. A couple of longsword conversions is not the same as a couple of knights, right? Malians makes longsword look good. You may have heard me yawning earlier. I'm super tired, so I'm going to make this my last series of the day, folks. I normally do more. Quite tired. I'll cast what will probably be the last game I cast today. I want to keep going, I'm just too tired. Round 2, winners, finals, Odette versus Panda Tuto, game 2, and now game 3. Round 2, winners, bracket, to finals, Odette versus Panda Tuto, game 3. Oops. Probably the last game. It depends what Odette does. Let's see what it's Portuguese from what I heard. Let me see. Yeah, Portuguese. Just making sure. Okay, it's green Arabia. I'll put colours back to. Can't remember what it was last game, but yeah. Let's go back to orange and blue. It's much easier to see orange and green. Well, we might see a repeat. It just depends if Odette. I mean, the game that Odette won, the first one, was when she didn't go for the Scouts fast castle strategy. The 2 she lost was when she did. Sorry about being tired for folks. Yeah, like I said, I keep going, you know, for hours if I wasn't tired. Finally need to catch up on all the sleep I haven't been getting. I'd normally be rooting for Odette, but now I'm rooting for Panda just so I can get to bed. So weird, my energy levels, I'm like not tired all the time, like right awake all the time, and then all of a sudden I just crash. Probably because I have too much caffeine. Panda Tuto goes mill first. Ooh. Deja vu. Man at Arms definitely died a bit quicker that time, at least. At least Odette's knights will be cheaper with Portuguese. It's got something going for her. Will it help her afford any blacksmith upgrades is what I wonder. But yeah, still deja vu. Oof. I might be too tired to continue casting for this, but I might still play. If that's okay. Or I guess I could stream the tournament without mic, but I'm just too tired to keep using my mic after this, I think. Because you're going to hear more yawning than talking, I think. Which isn't fun.